Hi everyone, welcome to this reading. I have my crystal ball off to the side, so I will be scrying throughout this message. If you're new to my channel, my readings are a little different, and if you're returning, welcome back. You know how we do if it doesn't resonate with you. If you're forcing the story to fit, arguing with it in any way, you just leave it behind for the people who it's meant for. So let's go ahead and let's begin. Taking a step aside. And allowing spirit to pass through me. Opening up to receive information. Okay, I'm being shown a web, and the web's constructed of words. Okay, so I'm getting a very heavy element of the storyteller, but it's not necessarily something someone's doing. Like it's not about somebody that writes or somebody that is a storyteller. It's about humanity as a whole being a collective of storytellers. The stories that we tell ourselves. Okay, and I'm hearing. We're gonna go kind of fast because the information's just coming through. Your name is a story, right? Your past is a story. All the lives that came before are stories. Stories are the ways by which consciousness is able to navigate its experience, which the experience in and of itself is a story. Whoever this message is for, the collective that this message is for, it feels like we've stepped into a phase of our journey where everything is mind, and where maybe you've gotten really far into manifestation, maybe you're really far into non-duality, maybe you are someone who's just understanding the illusory nature of the experience. There is this idea that someone here is removing labels and removing boxes and removing titles and removing I'm this, I'm that we get really caught up in, right? There's nothing necessarily wrong with that. It's a great part of learning self-discovery. Whoever this message is for, you've discovered yourself, and now you're ready to undiscover yourself. And in some ways this is liberating, because what it does is it essentially says, I am all things and I am no thing. And once you become nothing, you belong to no story, and you can choose the story you step into. So whoever this message is for, we're preparing to take a giant leap in our personal evolution by allowing ourselves to remove the previous layers of stories, whether it's, I come from this is my past life, I'm from over here. We've removed all of that, and we've understood that in the unified field of consciousness, the story is the separation. And this particular collective that this message is coming out for, you're about to create a new story for yourself. This is very important inside of our 3D world, in functioning, in actualization, in activating certain experiences that we want to have during our earth walk. Okay. Ooh, I love this. Let's see. All right, they're telling me to take an alchemy card, and you guys know me, I always read the book for this one because I love what she has to say. I feel like that's where the synchronicities rest for most of you. Okay. The golden rose. Okay. I love it. I'm all about this energy. All right. The secret, the altar, the gem. So the rose has long been used as a symbolic image for the summation of alchemy, the outer petals representing the first 7 planets and operations, while the inner petals protect the revelations from unwelcome eyes. But what exactly resides at the center of the golden rose? Alchemy tells us it's a secret, and is meant to be kept as such. The rose spirals both inward and outward simultaneously. It offers beauty to the onlooker while concealing its inner chambers. This is the complex nature of the golden rose. It challenges the alchemists to reorient their thinking, to devote their work to honoring the secret rather than attempting to become the master of it. Kneel at the altar of the unknown. Cherish the golden rose, as it is a model of the self. More will be revealed. Okay, so let's see. Up here it says, observe how many cards with roses appear in one reading. They are indicators of the alchemical garden awakening, of the mystical work manifesting itself in the physical world. Okay. So we've peeled back the layers of, and the petals represent the planets, and each planet comes with a particular story, a particular archetype, a particular energy. For whoever this message is for, we're moving past archetypes right? Does that mean that they don't exist inside of us? Absolutely not. But we're integrating things in a new way, in a brand new way. It's quite possible that you are working on something in secret that other people don't know about, or you are trying to get to the heart of something that is absolutely ineffable. Keeper of Truth and Keeper of Dance are coming out here. So Keeper of Dance, for me, this is my Lord Shiva card. This is very much the god behind the gods, right? Kind of energy. It's the thing that is at the heart of it, just like the rose, the awareness that is at the heart of it, the awareness that operates within all things. Someone here is really tapping into that. They're trying to step into that. They're merging with it. And here, one of the things that's interesting is that in this space, we have the Keeper of the Truth. It's this person here, they've taken off all the masks, and if you look at their face doesn't necessarily have any features. And they're understanding that the truth itself is not something so definable as a truth that we normally associate with things, for example, in ways that we explain the 3D, right? In terms of, this is the story, this is how it works, this is what's happening. This is one reason why on this channel you hear me say over and over again that looking for the why and what will always keep us in a particular cycle, right? It will always keep us in a particular cycle. And that cycle winds up becoming extremely unfulfilling. So whoever this message is for, we're releasing the need for that, for the truth to be definable. If you look at this, you can even see how she's got her arms out, like she's accepting and allowing something new to come in. I find it interesting that what's coming in inside this card, it looks as though it's coming from a lunar space, so it may be something that's bubbling up from deep inside the collective unconscious or deep inside our subconscious. Okay, there's an element of trickery here, trickster energy, right? And you may have recognized this. We kind of feel that way when we get to those mind F moments, right? Because we have all these foxes down here. It's like there's all these little things that it's like, oh, this was the trick. This was the trick. And not trick in like a sinister way, but it's the illusion. It's the ways that we get stuck, the traps that we fall into. There's been a lot of that that's been discovered along this way. And whoever this message is for, in order to come into this place with the Keeper of the Dance, it means we've had to learn to let go. We've had to learn to go with the flow. We've had to learn to accept, to surrender, to allow. Okay. Okay. I was just about, okay, I wasn't going to say it, but this is confirmation that I need to say it. For some of you, it's learning to sacrifice certain things that we held on to very tightly. Okay, and the Destroyer. In this sacrifice, one of the things that has happened is we've essentially destroyed the hold of our ego, right? It's not that we're destroying the ego. We need that, obviously, to survive here on planet Earth and to operate and function as people. But it's that we're destroying the hold that it has, right? There's an importance to be able to shift between this Keeper of the Dance, Shivatic sort of energy, and then back into ourselves as people, right? Who are functioning, who are operating, who are interacting. And whoever this message is for, there was something, I feel this is actually rather recent, there's something rather recently that we had to sacrifice, because whatever it is that we sacrificed potentially represented a repeating pattern. If we look at that, a repeating pattern that was giving our ego too much control. And so this is about our identity, right? It was a way that we identified as. I'm the victim. I'm the person that people do this to. I'm, whatever the case is. Maybe it's I'm the person that loves this person. There was something tied very deeply into the roots of our own identity that had to be sacrificed, right? I'm a artist. I'm a, whatever the case is. This seems to be something that we've released because we understood that this thing that we were holding on to was the thing that was preventing us from unfolding that last layer of the rose. Interesting. Okay. Three cards. And the bottom came out last week. Interesting. All right. So the first card that I'm being drawn to is this one. It's the Hermit. Again, going on that inward search. This is definitely a very long journey for somebody. There's been a very long path that someone has walked, and a lot of it's probably been alone. It's been isolated here with the Hermit card. A lot of it may have been in spaces that were very emotionally vacant or felt empty. Here, one of the things that had to happen is, again, we have almost like these stripes on that bottom dune, and it's making me feel like we had to release something that was imprisoning us. We had to walk through it in order to get around it, right? And that's really what we had to sacrifice here. For some of you, it was this is very shadow material, right? And here, one of the things that's happening is we have the Six of Inspiration. This is success. And I'm combining that card with the last card, which is the Muse of Voices. This is the Page of Swords. So we had to learn how to find our own success. This is tying back to the idea of the storyteller, in that this particular individual has conquered in battle, right? They've come back from battle, from the Five of Wands, and they're successful. They're the ones that won that competition. They won the contest. They won, all those things. So now they get to tell the tall tale, or they get to stick to the facts. Whoever this message is for, this is learning how to navigate your new story, how you navigated your stories in the past, how you're allowed to free yourself and win this competition, which is what these stories in the past were. And now you're able to start new by opening up into your own story. So someone here, you're constructing a new identity. That's come out in little ways for the last week, for the various collectives that this message has come for. And I'm hearing this is the last card, okay. For the various collectives that this message has come for, but in this particular reading, it's very strong. Somebody is stepping into a new identity, a new sense of self. There may have even been a pilgrimage that we took that kicked this off here with the Hermit card. That is my Hermitage card. Okay. We have the Magician showing up next, and so because we're allowing ourselves to construct a new identity, this is allowing us to create our reality, right? Notice how the force of the universe is actually coming from her head, and she's using these tools on the altar in order to do it. What are the tools on the altar? The tools are our beliefs, our emotions, right? Swords, mental, the way that we think, the way that we believe. Cups, our emotions, our deep subconscious material, our programming. The wand, our willpower, where we direct our passions, what we get worked up about, what we put action towards. And then the pentacle, what we're creating out in the 3D, right? What it is that we're actually constructing and doing here. And these things are aligning for somebody because of the new story that they are creating. It's like you're using all of those elements within and without to help you create this new identity, this new reality for yourself. Some of you have really taken to heart some of the advice about change your environment to change your life, right? Okay. Here we have the ever unfolding rose. Cracked open, it's happening for you, not to you. And again, this is again, there's some sort of, for many of you, there's some sort of sacrifice that had to be made in order for this to happen. That sacrifice might have been something related to safety. It might have been related to our preconceived notions of love. It might have been related to self-preservation. It could have been related to anything, but whatever it was related to, it was part of a pattern that was keeping us stuck. It was part of an identity that had to be shed. And so whoever this message is for, we're stepping into a very powerful time here where we are adopting new things, and we're allowing ourselves to step into a bigger energy, an energy that we were always destined for, something that we were meant for, but we may have had a hard time stepping into it for a very, very long time, right? Lifetimes. And I'm going to get this as the last card for this, the Age of Light. You've been training for this for lifetimes, yeah. If you look at this, it's not just a priestess. This is an image of a goddess. And if you look, the previous rose is right here within that womb space. What that's saying to me, and also there's a nebula there, which is like the birthplace of stars, right? One of the things that is happening here okay, so they're telling me to go into that imagery. That's why they drew me into that imagery. So the death of a star, right? The explosion of a star spreads gases throughout space. This creates the nebula, and then they coalesce again, birthing new stars. So it's from the end of something massive comes a new beginning. I'm being thrown into the star card for the tarot, which is basically a new aeon, and it represents liberation of the old ways and a cleansing. So someone is going through a cleansing experience here. This is why we're stripping away the masks and the identities in order to step into something new. This is a cleansing period. And with this particular card here, she's got her hands in a triangle above her head, and this is the triangle of ascension. There's a triangle of manifestation or descension, the triangle of ascension. And this is basically showing the same thing as what we're seeing here on the Magician card. It's the idea that our thoughts are seeding the ether, and from the ether everything arises. So whoever's message this is, you're coming into, I'm going to use the word magic, you're coming into a very powerful time of magic. This is where we understand that our thoughts, our beliefs, our emotions are becoming things, and we are stepping into the role of the magician in order to direct what they're becoming, rather than allowing it to just simply be happenstance or to be crudely constructed by our misalignment of self. Right? Which is how most of us experience reality, is through a misalignment of self. There is some sort of struggle or fight that we've put behind us in this sense, and the struggle and fight that most of us have to learn to put behind us, it's the resistance, is towards unity, right? People are always trying to fight unity. It's kind of interesting. You'll hear, I want to be whole, I want there to be one, but I have to protect. Like, so whoever this message is for, that's a very old story that I think you've left behind. And there's a highly evolved energy that I'm looking at here on this table. So I'm going to leave this here. Whoever's message this is, I wish you the best of luck with this. Feel free to hit that like button. Feel free to leave me a comment. And until next time.